Hello once again, welcome to Mima's Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this colorful tote bag here. So this is a very simple bag to crochet, and this bag can be used as a market bag or as a beach bag. So here I chose a mixture of green and yellow yellow at the top and bottom, but you can choose any other color that you want for this part or at the top and at the bottom. So here we're going to be crocheting with single crochet at the bottom and top, and then this one here is double crochet. So let's see what we're going to need for us to crochet this bag. So you're going to need a crochet hook. I used the 6mm crochet hook. You're also going to need stitch markers, 7 of them, and you're going to need this needle for fastening off the ends. You're also going to need scissors. So for the yarn here, I used macrame. This is 3mm thick macrame. So I had yellow, and then this one, this is a mixed color. Okay, this one. So you can even use a solid color, just plain is still fine, whichever way you want. So let's begin. So we're going to begin with a chain of 21. So if you want your bag to be smaller, you reduce this number of chains. If you want your bag to be bigger, you keep on increasing the number of chains. So I'm going to do a chain of 21. Okay, so this is my slip knot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to continue and come back with a chain of 21. So here I now have 21 chains. So I want to begin the first round. So the bottom of our bag, we're going to crochet with single crochet in US terms, and in UK terms it is double crochet. So I'm going to skip this first chain from the hook and then insert my hook into the second chain. Okay, I skip this one and then insert here, grab my yarn, pull through. Okay, to have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and then pull through. So this is my first single crochet, and I'm going to put a stitch marker to mark the starting point. And then I move on into the next chain, and then I work 1 single crochet in the following, 1 single crochet, like that. So I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each chain up until I'm left with 1 chain here. Okay, so I now have this chain left here, so I'm going to put 5 single crochets in this same chain here, because we want to be able to turn and then start crocheting on the other side here to create a round. So I'm going to put 5 single crochets here. So that's 1, 2. So I'm going to put a stitch marker in the second here. Let's put the third one, put another stitch marker, fourth one, another stitch marker, and then the 5th one. Okay, so now we're now crocheting at the back of the chains here. So I'll be hiding this tail as I crochet. So I'm going to be inserting my hook through here. Okay, and then work 1 single crochet. That's the back of each chain. Okay, here, okay. So I'm going to continue here. Let's meet towards the end here. So here I'm left with this one last space here, that is the back of the first chain. So I'm going to put 4 single crochets in that stitch. So we're also assuming that this one here, this first one, is also coming from this to make them 5, so that they are the same as this side. Okay, so I'm going to put 4 single crochets in this space. That's 1, Okay, again 2. So put a stitch marker in the second one, and then 3. Put another stitch marker in here, then let's put the fourth one. Sorry, that one, 4. Okay, so here we're back at the starting point. So our first round, so just adjust here, our first round is done. Okay, so now we'll move on to the second round. So here in the stitch marker, the first stitch, I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and then I'm going to put 1 single crochet. Okay, so I insert my hook and then work 1 single crochet like that, and then put back the stitch marker. Then I move on into the stitches which do not have stitch markers, and in these I'll be putting 1 single crochet. Okay, like that. Then in the following 1 single crochet like that. Again here 1 single crochet. So I'm going to continue putting 1 single crochet up until I'm in the stitch with the stitch marker. So we're now here. Okay, so when you reach a stitch marker, you move the stitch marker, and then in that stitch you put 2 single crochets. Okay, so that's 1. Put back the stitch marker in the first of the 2 like that. Okay, and then in that same stitch we're going to put another single crochet. Okay, this way we're increasing our stitches. Okay, there was 1, now we have 2, so that's a +1. Move on into the next one and repeat. This one again, I put 2 single crochets. Put back the stitch marker in the first stitch that you put in there. Okay, like this, and then another one, then this one, you repeat again. So these stitch markers are marking the stitches that we're supposed to put 2 single crochets. Okay, the stitches that we're supposed to increase. Okay, so now I'm going to continue with 1 single crochet in each of the following stitches that do not have stitch markers. Okay, so that's 1 SC in each. So I'm going to continue. Let's meet in the stitch marker with. Okay, so we're now in the stitch. We're almost at the end of our round. Remember, this one is the starting point. So I'm going to remove the stitch markers and then put 2 single crochets in each. Okay, just like we did in these ones. So that's 1. Put back the stitch marker, and then again in the same stitch 2. Okay, move on into the next stitch. That's 1. Okay, then again 2. So this is the last stitch of the round. Again we'll put 2, 1, and then 2. Okay, so you can see that we are increasing the length and the width of our base. So we're going to repeat this last round that we just did 2 more times. That is, we're going to do round 3 and round 4 and then come back. So you just make sure that in each of the stitches with stitch markers you put 2 single crochets, and this one which doesn't have a stitch marker you put 1, as well as this one. Okay, so let's repeat round 2 and then come back. So this is our base so far. So I'm going to remove the stitch markers and remain with this one. So now we're going to do 1 more round of single crochet for the base. Okay, just putting 1 single crochet in each chain. We're not in each stitch, so we're not going to increase the number of stitches that we have. So I'll just be putting 1 single crochet in each like that. right round up until I'm back here at the starting point. Okay, so in the following I put 1 single crochet, in the next 1 single crochet. Okay, 1 single crochet. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that right round. Let's meet back here. So now we have 5 rounds. Okay, this is going to be the base of our bag. We now want to start crocheting the sides. So for the sides, we're going to introduce another color, which is this one, a mixture of green and yellow. If you want to continue with this same color, it's still fine. So this is our last stitch here, and this is the first stitch with the stitch marker. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the stitch mark. Okay, and then I'm going to insert my hook here. We want to do a slip stitch. Okay, so I'm going to take this and then pull through again in here. Okay, so this one I'm going to cut. Okay, if you want, you can tie here and fasten it off later. So I'm just going to leave it this. So here I'm going to do a chain of 3. That's 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so this is just going to be a chain of 3. Okay, we're going to be starting doing this for each round up until I finish the bag. So next I'm going to do a double crochet at the base of the chain 3. Okay, so here 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through again. Okay, so these two will seem like they are from the same stitch, but we're doing this to maintain so that we don't have a big gap here. Okay, so I move on into the next stitch, yarn over, insert here, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops, yarn over again, and then pull through like this. So this is double crochet in US terms and treble crochet in UK terms. I yarn over again, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through next two. Okay, again let's do again this one. Okay, so I'm going to do this pattern right round up until I'm back here at the starting point. Okay, so this is our first round for the sides with this yarn. Okay, so now we're at the end here of this round. So I want to show you that this one here, this is not a stitch, this is the slip stitch that we used in the previous round to join here. So again here we skip this stitch, this is a slip stitch, we skip it and then we do another slip stitch. So here you come here at the chain 3 that we did at the beginning, and then you count 1, 2, 3 in the third chain. Okay, I insert my hook, grab my yarn, and then we make another slip stitch to join the round like that. Okay, let me repeat it again. Okay, so we want to make a slip stitch to join this stitch to this stitch. Okay, so we skip this previous slip stitch here, and then you count 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm going to insert my hook in the third chain. Okay, this one. Okay, grab my yarn, pull through, and then pull through again. So we've made another slip stitch, this one. So in the next round again we skip it when we are joining the two. So we begin the next round by a chain with a chain of 3, 2, 3. Okay, and then I yarn over to put a double crochet here. Okay, okay, like that. And then in the following stitch, yarn over. Okay, So I'm just going to dim the light so that you see where I'm inserting my hook. Okay, so here, this is the double crochet, yarn over, and then insert here, pull through, yarn over, pull through again. Okay, so these are double crochets. Let's do another one. Yarn over, insert just below these two loops at the top. Okay, the top of each double crochet like that, yarn over, and then pull through like this. Okay, so I'm going to continue with this. Let's meet here at the end of the round. So here I've done the second round of the sides of this double crochet. So here at the end here, make sure that you skip this slip stitch here. Okay, this one, okay, that joins this double crochet to this double crochet. So you skip it again. Okay, and then we make another slip stitch. So you count 1, 2, 3. In the third here, insert your hook, grab your yarn, pull through, and then pull through again like that. So we've made another slip stitch, this one. So we keep on skipping these stitches so that we do not add extra stitches to the total count of 4 stitches. Okay, so I now have 2 rounds like this. So I'm going to continue with the pattern and come back when I have 9 rounds. So we now have 9 rounds here of this double crochet with the mixed color here. So now I want to go back to yellow, and then we put the handles. So remember, at the end of each round we were joining with a slip stitch. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to insert my hook in the third chain like this, but instead of grabbing this mixed color here, I'm going to take the yellow one, and then I'm going to do the slip stitch using this one like this. Okay, so here I'm just going to cut this. So here, okay, I'm going to insert my hook in the stitch at the top of this double crochet, which is next to the chain 3 here, and then make 1 single crochet. So I'm going to put a stitch mark here to mark the start of our round. Then I move on into the following. Okay, so this is the double crochet. So at the top, just below these 2 loops here, okay, I insert here and then make 1 single crochet. Okay, again in the following, just below these 2 loops, I insert here, make 1 single crochet. Again in here. Okay, like this. Okay, so I'm going to continue right round up until I'm towards the end here. So I'm almost at the end here of this round. Make sure that you skip this slip stitch here. Okay, so here I'm just going to continue. We're no longer joining with the slip stitch. I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch, this one, with the stitch marker, and then work 1 single crochet like this. Okay, and then we put back the stitch mark. So I'm going to continue, and then I'm going to crochet 1 more round of single crochet. So I'll just be putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, right round, and then we'll come back to put the handles. Okay, like that. So now we want to put the handles, and we're going to do this without counting stitches, which is the simplest way to put handles onto your bag. So you decide where you want to put your handles. If you want them here or if you want them here, it's still fine. So here I've got stitch markers. So the handle for this side, make sure that you've laid your bag as flat as it can be. Okay, like this. Okay, so I want my handles to be somewhere here. So I'm going to put the first stitch marker right here, and then I'm going to put the other stitch marker where I want my handles to be. So make sure that this length that you leave here is almost the same as this one. Okay, and then I'm going to put my other stitch marker here. Okay, alternatively you can count the stitches that you have left from this point to this point, and those are the same that you should leave from this point up to this point. Okay, so here I'm going to lift my bag, and then I'm going to put another stitch marker to the one that is directly opposite to this one, so which is this. Okay, and then I come again the side and then put another one. Okay, so I'm going to put my handles, one here and then the other one here. So now we continue. Remember, this one is marking the starting point, so we remove it and then put one single crochet in there and then put it back. Okay, so here I'm going to continue with one single crochet, and then in this stitch I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and then I'm going to do a chain for the handle. Okay, mine is going to be 50. If you want your handle to be longer, you just increase the number of chains. So I'm going to chain 50. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I now have a chain of 50. So make sure that it is not twisted before joining in the stitch marker. So I'm going to come here, insert my hook. We no longer need this. And then I'm going to work one single crochet like that. Okay, so this is our first handle. So I'm going to continue with single crochet up until I'm at this stitch marker here. Okay, so here in this stitch we're going to repeat what we did with this one. So I remove the stitch marker, work one single crochet in that stitch like that, and then we're going to chain 50 for the handle. This is my second handle, so I'm going to come here in this stitch, we skip the stitches and then we join with a single crochet. Like this. And then I'm going to continue with one single crochet up until I'm back here at the starting point. So here, these are our handles. So now we want to make the handles a bit more firm. So I'm going to continue with single crochet here. Let's meet in the stitch. Okay, so we're here. So instead of inserting my hook here, this is one stitch before we proceed to the handle. I'm going to skip this part and then go one round below this here, and then insert my hook, pull up a long loop, okay, and then crochet one single crochet like that. Okay, so I'm going to go on and proceed crocheting along the chains. So I'm going to insert here and make one single crochet like that in the next chain, one single crochet, one single crochet like this. Okay, so we're going to continue with one single crochet in each chain and then one single crochet along these stitches, and then proceed again crocheting one single crochet in each of these chains for the other handle. Let's meet back here. Okay, so this is my handle so far. Okay, so here just after finishing crocheting along the handle, for this first stitch here I'm going to do what we did here. Okay, I'm going to skip this part and then insert my hook in this one. Okay, so I'm going to repeat again this on the other handle, the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to move on into the next stitch and crochet just like we were doing before. Okay, so I'm going to go on and then do the other handle and then come back. Welcome back. So this is our bag, and if you want your handles to be a bit more thicker than this, you just do another one round of single crochet. Okay, so for this one we're going to leave it like this. So I'm going to cut here and then fasten off. this is our bag and it is done. So this could be the back side with this seam line here, and this could be the front side. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, like and comment for more videos. Thank you.